And now let's meet our first contestant. Will you come in and sign in, please? Norma? Norma Brooks, is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Brooks?
Mrs.
Mrs.?
Mrs.
Mrs. Brooks?
Yes.
Mrs. Brooks, may I present the panel? Panel, may I present Mrs. Brooks? Would you join me over here, please? Now, Mrs. Brooks, do you know how we keep score?
Yes, I do.
You know how we keep score. We'll let the folks at home and those who've been good enough to come and join us in the theater audience know exactly what your line is. All right, now, panel, Mrs. Brooks, we can tell you is salaried, and we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. Brooks, I can tell you one thing before we start. There are going to be lots of conferences tonight. May I ask you, since you are about the prettiest contestant we've had in a long time, whether you have anything whatever to do with the world of entertainment?
No.
A very good question. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mrs. Brooks, do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
Can both men and women enjoy what you do?
Yes.
Well, I don't even have to ask whether men would enjoy it more than women. Could even children enjoy what you do?
Yes.
Is there a product involved in what you do?
No.
That makes it 2 down. Mr. Niven.
As the normal panel can spot a lion tamer at about 500 yards through practice, there should be some handicap for the beginners. So, do you work above water?
Work above water?
Above water.
Yes.
Yes, I would say you worked above
You see,
water.
so I get another question. That's what I was trying to do.
More.
So you work on land.
Yes.
Is any part of your body used more in this work than another part, than the other parts? For instance, if you were a mailman, you'd use your feet more than your...
I think it's safe to say, and I think you would agree, that one part of your body is used more than the other parts in the proper administration of the service that is rendered here.
You looked a little shaken then, John. I wasn't sure of that. And are you an outdoor girl in your work?
No.
That makes it 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
No, that's
pardon?
only 2 down.
2 down, 1, 2, 3. That's right, 3 down
Well,
and
then
7
make
to
with the
go.
money, John.
Well, these are all mixed up. We'll just throw those over. Forget about it. Somebody, yeah, this is fun. Let's have some fun. Little things that we've been doing this program nearly 10 years. For the first time in 10 years, these have been put on backwards. I see what you should see. So I got my pencil and my card out, and I'm keeping the score. It's 3 down and 7 to go. Miss Francis.
Well, now, Mr. Niven has found out that you use one part of your body more than another part of your body.
Out of water.
Out of water. Thank you, David. Is the part of the body that you use more than the other the lower part of your body?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mrs. Brooks, let's get into more mental things. Do you use your brain more than your body for the work that you do?
Bennett, this would be very difficult for Mrs. I would say this, it's in that old tradition. It's a fine question, Bennett. I want you to know that. It's a
Go
good
on, have
question.
a conference, John.
I can't. I'm waiting for an excuse to have a conference, but I can't yet. I haven't had one. I would say this, that Mrs. Brooks certainly uses her brain continuously, as I think we would also agree she must continuously use her physical skills in performing the service. Would you agree with that?
That's right.
That's too bad. I was hoping you'd disagree and we could have a conference. Well, that's life. All right, Bennett.
You come into direct contact, Mrs. Brooks, with the people that you are servicing. Was there any particular reason why Mr. Daly didn't tell us where you came from?
No. Kansas City, Kansas.
You didn't say so.
Well, I know. That just worries you. That's all. That's why I don't know.
Mrs. Brooks, are you connected in a service that requires some kind of special education?
No.
Well, now, May we have a conference?
She got her out of order.
Bennett, Mrs. Brooks is being very generous, and I'm sure you will appreciate that. There is a degree of special training which would come under the general heading of education, which does not imply, nevertheless, that there has to be a formal degree type of training, but special training is necessary.
You do need special training. Mrs. Brooks, have you anything whatever to do with transportation, either on the surface or up and down or in the air?
No, that's 5 down and 5 to go. Miss Kilgallen.
Mrs. Brooks, may we agree, or if not, would you straighten me out, that the arms and hands are part of the upper part of the body?
That's right.
So we once had a little trouble over that. Is that the part of the body that you use more than other parts of your body in your work?
Yes.
As well as your brain? Since there is no product, do your hands or arms move around in your work?
Yes.
Do you touch something with them?
Yes.
Is this something with movable parts?
Sometimes.
Well, is it now, or has it ever been alive?
Well, this gets to be very difficult, doesn't it, after a while? Sometimes, I think, is the answer to that, don't you? Yes, sometimes.
Well, is it in the very broadest sense of the word, in the animal kingdom? And I include human beings in that.
You saved yourself that time. Carry on.
Well, what else?
Well, I just don't like to think of, well,
We're not
I mean,
vegetables.
a nice panel like you all being animal. I really don't like to think
All right.
about it in that terms.
Well,
Brooks comes along,
do-
more animal than others.
do the people to whom you render your services do come in direct contact with them?
Yes, I do.
Do your hands touch them?
Yes.
Would it be possible for a man to do what you do?
It's possible.
Would you say that there were more women doing what you do than men?
Yes.
Do you touch them above the waist?
Yes.
Do you touch them? Do you touch them above the neck?
Yes.
Do you have anything to do with the area of the mouth?
Yes.
Do you work in or around a dentist's office?
Yes.
Are you yourself something other than a dentist?
Yes.
Are you a dental assistant or
Right.
laboratory technician?
Yes, sir.
May I say that David really got that with the question about working above the water.
Yeah.
Well, I did establish she wasn't a mermaid, which is my first point.
John, in fairness to the people from Kansas City who are watching this program, I think Mrs. Brooks ought to tell the name of the dentist she works for.
I'd be very happy to. I work for Dr. T.J. Nidifer. He's an oral surgeon.
And you know, it's a very lucky thing that Bennett doesn't live in Kansas City. He wouldn't have a tooth in his head by now. Thank you very much, ma'am. We had a wonderful time, and you want to say good night.